Egypt have won the Africa Cup of Nations 7 times, more than any nation on the planet, and they have never won a single game at the World Cup. Not one. In 1934, they lasted a single match. In 1990, they went out on goal difference. In 2018, they lost every game they played. 3 tournaments, 0 victories. But now Mohamed Salah, the most decorated Egyptian footballer in history, arrives at the 2026 World Cup with no club contract, no guaranteed future, and nothing left to prove to anyone, except this. This is the story of Africa's greatest football nation, the man carrying their hopes, and the one result that would change both their histories forever. And to understand what this moment means, you have to go back to 1934, when Egypt showed up to the World Cup, and the world had no idea what to make of them. This is World Cup Untold, and this is Egypt's story. Egypt, population 108 million, the most successful nation in African football history. 7 Africa Cup of Nations titles, 3 consecutive from 2006 to 2010. A run that no country on the continent has ever matched. They call themselves the Pharaohs, and the name fits. This is a team with an ancient, immovable sense of its own identity. But here is the contradiction that has defined Egyptian football for nearly a century. Dominant at home, invisible on the world stage. The Africa Cup of Nations is theirs. The World Cup has barely noticed them. 4 appearances across 92 years. No wins, no knockout football, not once. That gap between what Egypt are in Africa and what they have been at the World Cup is the story of this team. And it is the weight that Mohamed Salah carries into every match he plays for his country. He debuted for Egypt in 2011. He has watched them lose AFCON finals. He has watched them miss World Cups entirely. He knows better than anyone what this nation is capable of and what it keeps failing to deliver when the whole world is watching. At the 2026 World Cup, that changes, or it doesn't. And this may be the last chance to find out. Egypt did not qualify for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. They came agonizingly close, a 2-legged playoff against Senegal, decided on penalties, in a match that descended into chaos. A laser was pointed directly at Salah's eyes as he stepped up. He missed. Egypt were out. That night in March 2022 sits at the center of everything that followed. When Hossam Hassan took charge of the national team in February 2024, the mission was clear. Qualify, dominate, give Salah the stage he has never had with his country. Hassan was the right man for it. As a player, he became Egypt's all-time leading scorer, 69 goals, 3 AFCON titles, one of Africa's greatest strikers of his generation. He understood what this team was supposed to be, and in qualifying, they delivered. Egypt were placed in CAF Group A alongside Burkina Faso, Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. They did not drop a single point until a goalless draw in Burkina Faso, a match where Marmoush was forced off injured inside 10 minutes. Egypt played on without him. They still did not lose. 8 wins, 2 draws, 26 points, a goal difference of plus 18, 2 goals conceded across 10 matches. Salah finished as the group's top scorer with 9 goals, including a brace in the 3-0 win over Djibouti that clinched qualification with a game to spare. There was no drama in the end. Egypt were simply better than everyone in their group. The question was never whether they would qualify. The question, the one that has haunted this team for decades, is what happens when they get there. Because the players Egypt are about to face at this World Cup are a different proposition entirely. And one of them is an aging empire who has never looked more dangerous. Mohamed Salah arrives at the 2026 World Cup as a free agent. No club, no contract, 9 years at Liverpool, 2 Premier League titles, a Champions League, and then an exit on a mutual termination. Relationship with the manager described by Salah himself as non-existent. He comes here between chapters. And that matters, because there is nothing left to distract him. No transfer saga to manage, no club politics, no fitness rotation for a club's season. Just Egypt, just the World Cup, and a final reckoning with the one thing his career has never delivered. A moment that belongs to his country. Salah is 33 years old. He has 61 international goals. At the 2018 World Cup, he scored both of Egypt's goals in 3 matches and still went home early. That is how far his individual brilliance has outstripped what this team has achieved around him. At this tournament, he is captain, he is the talisman, and if Egypt are going to make history, it goes through him. The second name is Mohamed Marmoush. 27 years old, Cairo-born, a product of Egyptian football who built himself through the German system, Wolfsburg, Stuttgart, Eintracht Frankfurt, before earning a move to Manchester City in January 2025. His City season was difficult, more substitute appearances than starts, 11 goal contributions across all competitions. He was not Guardiola's first choice, but for Egypt he is different. Pacey, intelligent, a forward who can operate across the front line and create danger in tight spaces. Alongside Salah, he gives Egypt two genuine European-level attackers, something previous generations could not offer. He joined the squad late for the tournament. He had been granted permission to attend his own wedding. That detail tells you everything about the human story running underneath this team. Then there is the spine of this squad, the Egyptian Premier League players who form the backbone, Mohamed El Shenawi in goal, Mohamed Hani and Yasser Ibrahim in defense, Hamdi Fathi as the midfield anchor holding the structure together behind the two forwards. This is not a Galactico squad. It is a team built around one generational talent and a group of players who know exactly what they are here to do. The question is whether that structure is enough, because the group Egypt have been drawn into does not offer them an easy route to the knockout stage. Group G, Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. On paper, Belgium are clear favorites to top the group. Their golden generation may be gone, but they still carry enough quality to be dangerous. Egypt and Iran will fight for second place. New Zealand are capable of disrupting anyone on a given day, but progression would be a genuine surprise. Egypt's three fixtures define their tournament. June 15th against Belgium in Seattle. That is the hardest opener they could have been given. A defeat is manageable if they keep it tight. A heavy loss changes the entire calculation. June 21st against New Zealand in Vancouver. This is the game Egypt must win. 3 points here gives them control of their own destiny going into the final match day. June 26th against Iran in Seattle. If results have gone as expected, this is effectively a knockout match. Win and Egypt are through. Lose or draw, depending on what Belgium do against New Zealand, and they may go home at the group stage for a fourth consecutive time. The Iran fixture is the axis of this campaign. Iran are the 21st ranked team in the world to Egypt's 29th. They are organized, defensively disciplined, and experienced at this level. This is their 7th World Cup appearance. For Egypt to advance, Salah needs to perform when it matters. And the 2018 version, brilliant individually, eliminated as a team, cannot be repeated. Here is what the history tells you. Egypt have been to the World Cup 4 times. They have played 9 matches across those 4 tournaments. They have not won one. That record is not an anomaly, it is a pattern. And patterns at this level are hard to break. But this Egypt squad is different from the ones that came before it in one specific way. For the first time in their World Cup history, they have a player who has won at the highest level of club football, who has lifted the Champions League, who knows what it takes to perform when 1 billion people are watching. Mohamed Salah has carried Egyptian football on his shoulders for 15 years. He has watched his country fall short at AFCON finals. He watched a laser blind him in the penalty shootout that cost them a World Cup place. He has given everything for this shirt and received almost nothing back in the form of silverware. At the 2026 World Cup, he has one more chance. A genuinely winnable group if results fall right. A team that qualified without losing a game. A nation of 108 million people who have waited 92 years for their team to win a single match at football's biggest tournament. Whether Salah can finally deliver that, whether this squad has enough around him, is the question that will be answered in Seattle, Vancouver, and wherever Egypt go from there. Africa's most decorated football nation, the world stage. One last chance for the man who was supposed to change everything. It begins now. If you want to follow every story from the 2026 World Cup, the history, the players, the moments nobody else is covering, subscribe to World Cup Untold. This is only the beginning.